The next segment for Boxing Bros is Keepin' It Tril. This is the segment where I put a lawyer on retainer just in case Tril gets us all locked up. Let's go, bro.
Keepin' It Tril with your host, Tril.
Holla, God. Holla.
Like a damn snitch.
Want to make sure y'all look good for this episode of Keepin' It Tril. Had to throw the glasses back on. Alright, here it is. Keepin' It Tril. We're going to talk about Tank, his last fight, and his fight coming up, or should they be making a fight with him and Tevin Farmer? We'll start with that one. Listen, I want to see that fight. I'm sick and tired of the guys fighting people that I can't pronounce their name, or I've never seen these guys before. Put these two guys in there, okay? These guys I've been seeing these guys go at it for the last 3 years. Every time they done came in counter with each other, as I'll be watching, they be walking into each other, seeing each other in the hallways and be about to be a fight. Seeing each other at other fights, there's about to be a fight. I think they was at a sandwich shop and it almost became a fight. Every time these guys hear the other person's name, they won't fight. You know what I'm saying? When they see each other, they make it a point to do the jarring and the back and forth. I just want to see these guys fight. I think this is the fight I want to see for the lower division guys at 130. You have Tevin Farmer, your classic boxer, and then you got Tank. He's your power guy. He's coming in and knock your head off. We're gonna see. This is good. Basically, we're gonna see how good Tank is, and the only way we're gonna see how good Tank is if we put him in there with someone like Tevin Farmer.
Yeah, but I got a question. Is it really gonna happen though? Because Farmer is across the street.
There's no such thing as across the street.
With the zone, it is.
No, it isn't. The zone just put on the Maurice Hooker fight with Ramirez, and they're both promoted by different people.
And then, and there's plenty of times that, Eddie Hearn fought, Al Heyman guys. You know what I'm saying?
But
I don't think it's
we're talking about 2 stars.
We're
So
talking,
who takes it? Showtime or the zone?
This is how I figure it. Money rules in that one because in that one right there, Tank is not a Showtime fighter. You know what I'm saying? He's a Mayweather Promotions fighter. So they're going to go where the money is. Because I done seen Mayweather fighters fight on the zone. You know what I'm saying? So they're going to go where the money is. You know what I mean?
You know what
I'm saying? Whoever's going to cut the check, I think that's what's going to happen. This is what it is. And Floyd just said he just wants to be on pay-per-view. Long as it's on pay-per-view, he don't care. He said, because that's a pay-per-view fight.
The zone's a subscription, but I guess.
Yeah. But I don't know.
I don't know about that being
a pay-per-view fight. But I do see that this is a fight where we get to see what Tank is made of, and we get to see Tevin Farmer. And personally, Tevin Farmer, his last 6 fights, to me, he's a superstar. He's elevated. He's the dude. He's the type of fighter that didn't have no good promoter behind him. He learned on the job. You know what I'm saying? Like we was talking about another fighter who learned on the job, Manny Pacquiao. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying Tevin Farmer's a Manny Pacquiao, but he's the type of guy that had to learn on the job. Didn't have no fancy promoters or nothing like that, and his style wasn't liked. We done seen a lot of fights where he has clearly won, and they have robbed Tevin Farmer.
Matt, like I say, he reminds me the most of Sweet Pea.
Sweet Pea, I was going to bring that up. I just had a conversation. My co-host Ken, he brought it out that he actually reminds him more of a Sweet Pea. And if you look at his way he fights, he does remind you of a Sweet Pea. To me, he just didn't have that pop. His Sweet Pea will put you to sleep. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And Sweet Pea will put you to sleep. So I would want to see that fight. Now, if it's going to be made, do you want to see the fight?
Oh yeah, of course. But pay-per-view, I don't know.
I can tell you're excited about the fight, obviously. I want to see Tank versus Little Debo. Tevin Farmer. Not seeing that.
The next one was over this weekend. There was a fight with
guy.
Key Lady. The fight that I wanted to talk about was Jean Pascal and Marcus Browne.
And they knew 50. I got your money, 50.
Listen, I me personally, look, I'm gonna get a lot of black backlash about this. I personally, I like Jean Pascal as a person, and there was a times that I rooted for him to win against certain fighters.
If I win this week,
Because sometimes I like the way he fight. This fight that just happened, I actually was rooting for Jean Pascal to win. I just didn't like which way that he fought. I'm not a fan of the whole Sean Porter fight, you lead with your head and all that. I'm not a fan of that style of fighting.
running back style.
I didn't like that style of fighting. And I didn't like how the fight ended, with the clash of heads and then him winning because of the cut. And I just want to see that fight again. I want to see a rematch. I don't think that nobody should celebrate that. Like, I wouldn't. Me personally, I wouldn't. That shows a lot about your character, to me. Like, me personally, I wouldn't have been celebrating that. You know.
Yo, I actually disagree with you.
I wouldn't be celebrating.
I'm gonna be honest.
The win by headbutt.
Without that headbutt, he was gonna get knocked out.
Who?
Browne was gonna get knocked out.
I see Browne was when only time when he got hit, and didn't even see
he got caught 3 times.
He got caught twice. I mean,
was it twice or 3 times?
One of them wasn't because he got caught twice, and one of them wasn't even like, it was more of a, he didn't even get hit. You know what I'm saying? If you watch, he didn't even get hit. He went to go cover him and went down.
All I know is he hit the deck like he was shot out.
Yeah,
but he
got
the only time he got hit is when he was being too cocky and he dropped his right hand while he was when he was getting the best of it.
Hey, look.
But he was winning. He was winning except for the 2 knockdowns. He was. I want to see a rematch. I'm not gonna sit here. Listen, Pascal won because of a cut. If you want to take that as a victory, fine. I'm not for the way he fought.
I say run it back.
I want to run it back, but I will keep it Tril next to Tril. Okay, and here's what I think. I think brilliant job, Jean Pascal. I think he beat him from the press conference. So from the press conference, I think Jean Pascal knew that if Marcus Browne boxed him, he wouldn't stand a chance. So he called him a runner. Mm-hmm. So for starters, I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna get there. Trust me, I'm gonna get there. But for starters, when you're a boxer, you have to know the difference between boxing and running. What Keith Thurman does is running. What other people do is boxing. Like Marcus Browne's a boxer, Tevin Farmer's a boxer. But if you circle a ring 3 or 4 times and you don't throw a punch, and the purpose of you circling the ring is because you got hit with a punch that just hurt you, and you're running.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Marcus Browne definitely didn't run.
No, he didn't. That's what I'm saying. Marcus Browne should know he's not a runner. Yeah. But in the press conference, Pascal called him a runner, and so that got to him. Then he brought up his history with domestic abuse and domestic violence, and he had pled to prior incidents. And there's an investigation into an incident where he allegedly choked the mother of his child. And so Jean Pascal pulls a wig out of the bag and says, if I wore this, would you say you knocked me out? Will you say you knocked me out? And I think all that worked. And Pascal knew it would work because it worked against him when he was the young up-and-coming champion, when Bernard Hopkins did use those same antics and tactics against him. Bernard Hopkins took Pascal out of his game and was able to beat him. And so the wise old vet took the wise old vet trick and made a boxer try to come and go for a knockout, and he hurt him and he dropped him. The difference between Pascal and Sean Porter is Sean Porter doesn't get 3 knockdowns. And if Sean Porter got 3 knockdowns, I'd like him more. But he doesn't land anything.
Please, let's not the Bernard and Jean Pascal, my brother, was not comparing the 2.
Mind games. The mind games.
I didn't want nobody to message it.
The mind games,
and the fight was totally different. The fight was totally different.
No, Bernard is a boxer, so
The
Bernard
fight was totally different. It wasn't no rounds that we gave to Pascal. You know what I'm saying?
Different.
It was
different styles.
This is what happened. I seen a totally different fight than my co-host did. I seen Marcus Browne controlling this fight. Then I seen him hurt.
Yeah, when he got off the floor.
Then I seen him hurt. He was controlling the fight. He did an AJ. He got Pascal hurt. And then went in and got a little cocky, and he got caught.
He should have learned.
He
saw it happening.
He got caught. But AJ should have learned from the 50
He
times that it
should've.
happened before.
He should've.
But it doesn't happen. It's pride. These are men.
Hold on,
These are warriors.
so what you think? It should have been a draw? Or?
I think I would have called it a draw. But I would have called it a draw because more rounds, you know what I'm saying, went towards Marcus Browne. And with that, but you know what? I gotta respect how the point system is. Even though we had to judge the 30-something seconds of that round. You know what I'm saying? So whoever won that 37 seconds of that round.
Oh yeah, they had to judge that round too. Yeah.
But if anything, it was
That's
a draw.
stupid. That's something.
That was it. Then it wouldn't be a draw. Pascal wouldn't have won if they didn't.
Like you just come out weighing for like 30 seconds. Like,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's
Pascal wouldn't have won if they didn't count those
They should
37
change that
seconds. You know what I'm saying? It would have been a draw. I would have been cool with a draw and have them running back. I'm not cool with a fight being win because of a headbutt.
Okay, let me just say something real quick. From this day forward, fighters, learn a lesson. When you hurt someone, don't come in reckless, okay? Because a hurt fighter is a dangerous fighter. If you haven't learned that yet, learn that lesson.
Hell, nobody has learned this yet. We don't watch this in movies, in black and white boxing movies. You know what I'm saying?
Every kind of boxing movie you can think of, and it already showed it. People still don't know that. Like, I mean, I'm okay
We're
with
gonna
it.
agree to disagree. You know, everybody. I like Jean Pascal. I actually wanted him to win. I just didn't want him to win this way. And then, so
Wait, let me. I'm not done with Pascal though. I'm also happy for Pascal winning because he was able to win and secure the bag so he could pay 50. Okay?
Yeah.
Now Pascal went to pay 50 back, but 50 wasn't there and disrespected my man Pascal. So he took the bag and 2 bottles of alcohol from 50.
You know what, 50? This is a gift.
So
I'm happy for my man Pascal.
and then, you know, next is the opponent that Tyson, and I wanted to talk about that too. Yo, 50, it's Sunday, tomorrow is Monday, I will have your money. Alright, now, so don't be calling around shit. Tomorrow, Monday, I have your money. Now, the next is...
It wasn't a gift.
Nah.
It wasn't a gift?
It wasn't.
Oh, wow.
I have your punk couple of dollars tomorrow. It's Monday. Tomorrow I have the money. So on that note, Tyson Fury is fighting
Otto Wallin.
Another cab driver.
As a matter of fact, let me look that dude up
We done
right
seen
now.
him before.
Have we?
We have seen him before. We done seen him fight on
Alright,
Showtime before. We have seen him fight
Let me
on ESPN
You
also.
seen a fight in an alleyway somewhere?
Oh God.
He's not.
Yo, pull up his stats.
I don't know this guy.
Yeah, we done seen his name.
I ain't
don't
never
know
seen
this
this
guy.
guy. He look like a UFC fighter. I don't know.
I don't know this guy.
We done seen him. We done
Box
seen him.
Rec, help me out.
Let's see.
20-0, 13 knockouts.
Yo, you see,
Yeah,
this
see?
is why this is my argument all the
This is what I'm
time.
saying.
When I hear 20-0, I automatically go, it don't
I'm
count.
looking for his best
It don't
opponent.
count.
I don't see it. Hey, listen. He has one impressive victory over a man with 19 wins, 28 losses.
What's his name? Who you fought?
Nobody.
I'm
Has he
saying,
fought no
listen,
gatekeepers, nothing?
No.
Listen, I'm saying that they have showcased
ESPN.
they showcased this guy before on other fighting platforms.
Yo, it's our 3 fights ago, he fought a man who was 6 wins, 5 losses. Yo, come on.
Yo, ESPN, man. Yo, stop, man.
Oh my God.
This is getting crazy.
They just trying to keep Tyson Fury active. I'm just keeping it true. Listen. It's to the point, right, where boxing has been ruined by certain promoters and certain fighters that certain people is starting to expect that they're worth more money than what they really are. You have certain fighters that don't want to fight, don't want to hop in the ring. They're like, I should get this much amount of money because they feel like they should be compensated way more than what they should. And these champions, these guys that are the names in these sports, these guys got to fight somebody.
Yeah, facts.
They got to fight somebody. We can't keep blaming these matchmakers and these promoters and stuff when these other fighters don't want to get in the ring with these guys. Everybody's got to stop thinking. You're not Floyd. You're not AJ. You're not Canelo. These guys started getting low. There was times that Floyd got $25,000 for fights. Just so he can get in with the big guys. Like, these guys you don't think that Tyson Fury wants to fight these guys that can give him some count? So he's not a punk. Tyson Fury is not a punk. You know what I'm saying? Wilder's not a punk. AJ's not a punk. These guys are not punks. So when these guys have to fight these people that people might not know, it's because the other guys that do have a certain name, they don't want to go in there with these guys.
Nah,
you know
I'm sorry, I disagree with you.
You telling me you have a right to do?
You telling me none of these gatekeepers, none of these B-level fighters will fight Tyson
Fury? They want to
to
be compensated. They want to be compensated when they don't deserve it.
I think I know a guy who would have fought him for fair money.
You know what I'm saying?
Joseph Parker.
Not fair, not for the no. Listen, we talking about.
Yeah,
see, and Joseph Parker is another one. Joseph Parker is not gonna take $300,000 to fight Tyson Fury.
Oh no, he ain't gonna take no $300,000.
He's not gonna take. This is what I'm talking about.
He got country behind.
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about.
pay him.
You gotta pay, and certain money is not there. You know what I'm saying? Like we get on these promoters a lot, and to the promoters' credit,
I don't think it's a promoter. It's ESPN Plus.
Yeah, but
Because
sometimes the money's
taking
not
a loss
there.
with Tyson Fury, right?
Yeah.
So they're figuring, we get him to fight low tier fighters that'll take peanuts, so that way they don't lose money.
Because-
but they're gonna lose subscriptions because people ain't gonna sign up for this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but people,
What's his name? Ottoman?
yeah, but
Yo, come on,
it looks good on
His name's
paper.
Otto.
It looks good on paper.
Wallin.
It looks good on paper because they both undefeated fighters.
Oh, that's what you're saying. Oh, because
It looks good on paper. They both undefeated fighters. You know what I'm saying? And this we don't. And so you're telling me, all right, this fighter, he's not good because you don't know him.
Yeah.
Because you don't know.
No one knows.
I'm not saying he's not good.
No. What I'm saying is,
I'm
no.
saying-
What I'm
We
saying
don't
is,
know. He's an
no.
undefeated fighter.
Nah,
He never lost.
No, that's not what I'm
We
saying.
don't
What
know.
I'm saying is this, right?
We don't know.
It's bad for the sport,
It's plenty of guys
Right,
we've seen that we
because-
didn't know. They came out and knocked out our favorite guy.
which is true. But what I'm saying is,
We
it's
didn't
bad
know
for
who
the
Carlos
sport
Baltimore was.
when Fury's going back to back to
We
back,
didn't.
no name dudes, right?
Mhm.
You can't keep doing that, especially if you're claiming to
There's
be
no- yeah.
one of the three-headed monsters
no
of the
money
heavyweight division.
There's
You
no
have
money
to,
there.
you have to at least test the waters.
But you want to save
Test
Tyson
the water.
Fury. You want to save. They want to save Tyson Fury. This is still a business too. And Tyson's biggest paydays will be against a Wilder, will be against an AJ. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
but you could throw him in
Or-
with like an Areola,
or
a
Andy
Chisora,
Ruiz. You know what I'm saying?
they
want
to beat
Arrow
up
just
dudes,
fought.
a
He just
Miller.
fought.
You know what I'm saying? You
He
could
just
throw him in
fought.
with
That's
like
why I
a
thought he
B-level
was gonna
fighter.
fight.
But
You
he's
know
not.
what
He
I'm
can't fight the Miller because right now there's a lot of things going on with Miller. But who is the right opponent for him to fight now to keep him busy? You know what I'm saying? So he doesn't blow up. So he doesn't go back into his depression. You got to keep him active. You got to keep him active.
Charles Martin.
Yeah,
You
you
understand?
Charles Martin.
But Charles Martin is not going to
Right.
take nothing less than $1 million. Charles Martin.
Charles Martin?
Yes.
Damn.
Charles Martin is not going to take less than $1 million.
That's why he should
These
have never been a
guys
champion.
But he got paid to lose. He got never gave you money.
See, Eddie compensated. I blame Eddie Hearn for that.
And that fight, he got compensated way over than what he was
Eddie
supposed
gassed
to
his
do.
stats.
And gassed the stats. And that's what they've been doing. This is what they've been doing. That's why these fighters don't want to hop in there. So you disagree with me.
At least Gerald Washington. Gerald Washington's more known than
Yeah, Gerald Washington.
Otto Wallin. You know what I'm
But
saying?
it's Jerry Washington. He's gonna.
Why couldn't he just cook Brazil like everybody else?
Yo, you know what he could do?
Brazil's gonna want money.
Hold on. Or do Stavern.
Brazil's gonna want money.
No, but
These guys are gonna
do
want money.
Stavern. I think Brazil would be kind of a dangerous fight, but Stavern, he's out of shape, he's inactive,
But you
and he's a
think-
former champion. So that's way better than
so
Otto Wallin.
Stavern's gonna take 300-something thousand.
Probably.
No, he's not.
Bruh.
Stever's not gonna take.
Where you think he going? Where else he
He's not
got?
gonna take. He's not gonna.
Bruh,
take
he not going nowhere.
He's not
Stavern ain't getting no fights out
But
here.
he's not gonna take that low money that.
Let's say let's say they offer him
half.
$500,000.
It's
Just
not
give him
gonna-
$500,000.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He'll fight for $500,000.
He will, but he's not gonna take the money that this guy is gonna take.
Man, I hear.
And he's undefeated.
It's just
And he's undefeated.
like if you're really
Stavern is looked at. He's gonna be looked at. Look, this is how it's gonna look like. Stavern. Oh, Tyson Fury just fought a shot fighter named Stavern, opposed to Fury just fought an undefeated guy named Otto. Nobody just gonna kill like, oh, we ain't never heard of him. Only thing they gonna say is,
They
oh, he
did that
fought
last
an undefeated young guy.
Nah, they did his last fight.
Undefeated young guy.
He was undefeated and people were like, yo, who is this guy?
And they would no, I knew what I heard. I heard he's fighting an undefeated guy. That's the only thing that they was promoting. He's fought an undefeated guy. He's fighting an undefeated guy. Talk about the guy's record. That came in later, after the fight was over. You know what I'm saying? That's what came in later.
You got Tyson Fury, who ain't even a knockout artist knocking dudes out. Like
Tyson Fury has to fight who they put in front of him. It's not Tyson Fury's
You
fight.
just saying Tyson Fury's not the one doing these selections?
Listen, they're gonna
Actually,
put.
I have a different view on it. I believe Tyson Fury signed was like an 8-fight deal.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think
the
of
money's not
eight-
guaranteed unless
I think of the 8-fight deal, you know, he's gonna have to fight some guys who are just not gonna be high quality. And for him, he's getting paid the same, so it doesn't really matter. And he knows he has to step in with Deontay Wilder at some point because that's the big fight that they're
So he's gonna
making.
wait till the very end.
So he's already 2 fights in. Now look at this, you sign an 8-fight deal. When by the time he fights Wilder, he'll be 3 fights in. That's a beautiful thing. I mean, you gotta look at how many fights. Eight
Nah, but they said that his contract is based upon him winning. He has to win every match to be guaranteed
I don't know.
100 something.
I didn't review it. That's,
You know what I mean? That's what they were saying. And I was just like, damn, son. I'm like, and now it makes sense why he's fighting these no-name dudes because he knows he's gonna beat
I
him.
hope that's
You
not
know?
in anyone's contract, but if
But
it
then
is,
think about it. But why would ESPN? Like, cause to me, you want to sign a guy because you know he's gonna bring subscriptions. He's not bringing subscribers.
Why would you sign that contract if you're Tyson Fury when you're coming off of a fight which the majority of the people think you won and it was declared a draw. So that fight he wouldn't.
Alright, yo, this is my conspiracy theory because he didn't want to fight Wilder.
Oh God.
He didn't want to fight Wilder. Yo, think about it. He would have already ran it back. He would have already ran it back.
Wilder.
He don't want it. He don't want to go Wilder.
Bro, for starters, put a number of things in perspective. Like he fought him on his 3rd fight back when he could have fought him his 5th fight back. Remember, he wanted originally 4 tune-up fights before he fought Wilder. After his 2nd tune-up fight, he said, "I'll fight Wilder."
And shout out to Tyson Fury for making that fight. I didn't realize that he went to Wilder's demands. Like it was the quickest fight to be made.
Yeah, that's my point. So that's my point.
You know what I'm saying?
He wanted that fight. He made it happen. It was done.
It was the quickest fight.
And then he tasted the right hand.
Nah,
and then now it's like, yo, Wilder's like, yo, run it back. He's like, nah, I'm good.
You keep saying he tasted the right hand, but you do realize Fury's been dropped by a number of people.
No
one
that's
keeps
fine.
him
That's
down.
fine.
He
What I'm
gets back
saying
up.
is
Hold
this:
on.
run it back.
Play that 12 round again, just in case you forgot. Fury got up and started whooping his behind. Your man actually got that. There was a 13th round. Wilder would have got.
So let me ask you a question.
So let me.
Why can't he run it back?
Hold on. He will run it back in this time. But hold on. Let me.
When is the time?
Wait, bro. I know you're not talking when Wilder's your guy. All he does is delay. Now let me finish.
I didn't see both guys eager to fight.
Give me a second. So look, you got Tyson Fury after he fought Wilder, signs a deal with ESPN. At that time, your guy was the only one without a deal. Wilder was the only one without a deal.
Okay.
And he's still the only one without a deal.
Which is cool. And that's even easier to make the fight.
And he wasn't pushing the fight with Tyson. He wasn't pushing.
He definitely was pushing the fight at that
He was
point.
talking about fighting. He was talking about fighting.
Yo, bro, he announced that he was going to have a fight before he fought Tyson Fury. He's the one who announced that Luis Ortiz was going to be his next fight. And so even if you want to say that, you had a man who originally wanted 4 tune-up fights, fought him after 2. Maybe he wants those other 2 tune-up fights now because he knows that if he was sharper, he would never got caught with those right hands. So,
all right, let me ask you a question. For both of you. So when is it okay for Fury to finally say, you know what, let's make this Wilder fight?
But no, when it's okay when for Wilder to say when is it time?
Yeah.
It ain't about Wilder. Right now it's about Fury. Fury has to say, hey, I'm gonna do this fight.
No, man, it's Wilder do too.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but Wallin just fought Brazil, right?
And
His
what?
mandatory, which he had to.
And he's about to fight.
And he took him out. And he took him out.
And he's about to fight Luis Ortiz, right?
Yup.
Right.
Okay, so what is Fury supposed to do in the meantime?
He could fight Fury right after that fight.
Okay,
But that's if Fury agrees to do the fight.
But
Because
Wilder has to agree too.
he agreed twice, but yet they're saying that no contracts has been
Yeah,
signed.
listen,
You know what I mean?
on both ends, contracts haven't been signed. You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna make it seem like one person dragging his foot and the other person is not. Let's be fair. Let's just be fair and say what it is. Tyson Fury is gonna fight whoever they put in front of him. If they're paying Tyson Fury a certain amount of money, they're not gonna try to pay somebody else. They gotta try to make some money back too.
But
You know what
you're not
I'm
gonna make money back fighting bus drivers.
You know what I'm saying?
You have to bring names to bring subscribers.
You're assuming it's to make money. And what if this is just to keep him sharp?
And that's what I said, keep him
That's
busy,
why
keep
this is
him sharp.
ESPN too.
You know
Just
what I'm
like when
That's what I
Wilder
said.
fought Brazil, it wasn't for money. It was strictly to defend his mandatory, right? Because he said it. This isn't on pay-per-view. I can't sell this. This has to be on cable, right? So it wasn't about the money. How come Fury can't fight?
And look, and then
So-
it's supposed to be a fight with
I'm just saying,
Tyson Fury and
we
Miller.
gotta be fair. Because if Wilder did the very same thing, we'd be like, yo, come on, Wilder.
He has
You're
done
fighting
the same
no name. Nah, Wilder hasn't.
Hold on.
Not in the last,
Let's
his
go
last
back.
like
Okay, now you want to
five
put a date on
fights.
it, right?
No, I'm just saying, like his
been
last.
active, but Wilder's been active for the last 9 years,
Yeah,
right?
but at least with top
Tyson
10
Fury
people.
hasn't been active.
So what I'm saying is, I could give you 1, 2, maybe even 3 tune-up fights. How many more does he need? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Are you kidding
I'm
me?
just saying.
Yo,
Hey,
how
think about
about
this.
this?
Subscribe. People are paying because they're like, yo, or Tyson Fury is on ESPN Plus. People are paying because they were like, yo, you know what? I want to see what's going down. And all the fights thus far are just like, all right, him fighting cab
I get
drivers.
what you're saying, bro. I get what you're saying. You're missing. There's two sides. Like they both have to agree to want to fight each other. You know what I'm saying? I haven't heard Wilder say, "Yo, Tyson, you ducking me." I haven't heard him say that. I haven't heard him say it. You know what I'm saying? I haven't heard. I said
come on,
when the
Tril.
fight. Listen, I don't think. Listen, I like Deontay Wilder. You know what I'm saying? I like Deontay Wilder. For many reasons, I'm not gonna go on here and say, but I like Deontay Wilder. I want Deontay Wilder to beat Tyson Fury, right? Because I want there to be the big fight with him and want to crush everything. You know what I'm saying? I want people to stop saying, sick and tired of saying Deontay Wilder's fighting shot people.
Exactly.
He's fighting old people. He's fighting, you know what I'm saying? I want him.
Overweight people who just lost 150 pounds.
Yeah, I want him to get that solid win behind him. Trust me, I do. You know what I'm saying? But then there's sometimes I gotta look at, I gotta call BS when I see BS. Like Tyson, like they also want to make that fight bigger too. Like, you know what I'm saying? So Deontay ain't gonna fight no real crazy hard guy that's gonna beat him. And the Wilder isn't gonna do it either. You know what I'm saying? That's why he's fighting Ortiz again, because he's much older. I don't see Ortiz being no threat. You know what I'm saying? I really
He's still
don't.
a threat, but I hear what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? But he's older, and I guess power's the last thing to go. You know what I'm saying? It's like James Toney in his last fight.
He's never was known as like a
devastating
knockout artist.
Yeah, he's just a counter fighter.
And I think with Tyson, it's also a business. You know what I'm saying? I hate for this to drag on, but it's also a business. If you're giving him a certain amount of money and he's going to make this amount of money for these fights, you got to keep it in case you lose money on the fight. You got to make sure you make it back and you're not losing. After you paid him and paid off the networks and paid this and that and for the ring and everything, security, all that, you want to still make sure that you made something back. You don't want to have to feel like you paid this dude all this amount of money. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to give the quality opponent for which it's worth. You're going to pay this guy for which it's worth. As an undefeated fighter, he's probably looking at it like, this is my chance. As an undefeated fighter, and he's getting a chance to make a name against a Tyson Fury. So that's what it is. We don't know this guy, and he could be a Carlos Balderman. You know what I'm saying? And he could come out and he could end up winning. And next thing you know, we're talking later how great this guy Odom is. We don't know. You know what I'm saying? But right now, what would you put your money on? I put my money on Zach. I put my money on Zach. That's what happened. We see what happened. I put my money on Zach. You know what I'm saying? I put my money on Zach. But this has been Keepin and Tril. Actually, one of the longest episodes of Keepin and Tril.
We cover all the fights?
Yeah, I had to. Please like and subscribe, and to our YouTube channel. Check us out on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We're so messed up with the Keepin and Tril. Leave a comment, like and subscribe. This is Boxing Bros.